What's happening, you savages? Cam remembered to put a video on today, so we're not going to call him a knob, but we might call him a knob for a different reason. Right, we've had the here we go. We've had looks like a done deal. Sweet. That went from United are interested yesterday morning to yeah, that happened. Fucking hell. Cheers, lads. I was about 4 rums deep when that happened, and I was like, well, do you know what? The world and his wife's doing a fucking video on it. I'll just wait. Patience and all that lot. So, Donny van der Beek, Manchester United midfielder. I've just spoken to a guy called Gert Lengendorf, who is a Dutch football expert, specifically about Ajax, very close connections to his agent. And he's told us that the reason that it amplified, the reason that it accelerated, the reason why it went from 0 to fucking here we go in about 3 hours yesterday is because Spurs and PSG got in the mixer and United went, oh, fuck that noise, we're not losing out on him, and got him. Supposedly Solskjaer spoke to him on Friday, told him how much he was wanting him, and also, yes, as you all probably thought of and guessed, but we have now had the confirmation of, Edwin van der Sar was pivotal in getting this deal over the line. Negotiations was incredibly swift with both the player and the club. So, love it. Player signed. Where's he going to play, Steve? I'll tell you where he's going to play. Right, so if you look at why Ajax was successful in their Champions League sort of spell, he was a very, very key part of that as an emerging player. Now, in the 4-3-3, they would often feature him as an 8. In the 4-2-3-1, he played both as a 10 and as a 6. And my guess is, Gert that we spoke to, he thinks he's going to be an understudy to Bruno. I think it's going to be more the deeper role. I think in the 4-2-3-1, use his box-to-box abilities, use his passing range, and have him link with Bruno from deeper. I think that's what we're going to use him for. Gert seems to also think that he was going to be a rotational player primarily, and I know a few people have seen their arse with this one. But as Joe mentioned in the office earlier, Fred played 45 times last season. Rotational players are getting games, and as people are asking in the comments, how does he fit in? Who does he replace? He plays. Who does he replace? Pogba. Well, Pogba played like fucking 10 games last year. You're not ever going to go through a season without getting any injuries whatsoever. So having a very versatile midfielder that can fulfill a number of roles, be that to start or be that as an understudy to somebody like a Bruno, like a Pogba, I think that's a bit of smart business. And for the money involved, very, very good business from United on that one. I definitely want to see more first-choice players come in. I absolutely want to see more first-choice players come in. If we can start with that fella, Jadon Sancho, I'll be a very happy man as Ronaldo comes walking into the office. Sup? Sorry, I'm live, so just have a conversation with me. So I think that Donny van der Beek fills a couple of roles for United. As I said, in the 4-2-3-1, which we saw from United a hell of a lot last season, I think he can sit alongside Matic. I think he takes Fred roles there. I don't think he's... Do you know what? He's not as physical in any way, stretch of imagination, as Matic is, but he's got that sort of Michael Carrick sort of passive defending down to a T. He uses his vision and spatial awareness to be able to position himself and sort of cut passing lanes off rather than the Kante charge around and muller people kind of role, like you might see from, say, someone like Thomas Partey, who, coincidentally, I think if you played them two together as your 4-2-3-1 with Bruno ahead, would be fantastic. Now, obviously, that excludes the likes of Paul Pogba. Maybe United are feathering our nest in anticipation that you might lose Paul Pogba, because let's be honest, it could be the one. That being said, I think it's a smart move either way. Right then, next up, Thiago. Now, I refuse to get excited about this because he's been linked with Liverpool for so long, and he was booked in for a medical at United back in the Moyes season. Remember that? And he just never arrived, and United didn't even cancel the medical. This is when we used to get them done at the Bridgewater Hotel in Moss Side. Hospital in Moss Side, even. Not hotel. I don't even know if there's any hotels in Moss Side. Probably is. Probably not the best. This is a player that United have wanted for a while. Now, he's gone to Germany and he's fucking killed it. He is an unbelievable footballer. If Liverpool got him, I swear to God, I would be genuinely scared. Genuinely scared. But we've seen Liverpool link with 3 players so far this summer, where I've actually 4 if you want to get really excited, because they somehow linked themselves to Mbappe, which was never happening. But they've been linked with Sancho, linked with Werner, and linked with Thiago. Currently, they've not signed any of those players, and very similar for United, to be fair. There's a bit of talk that Liverpool actually don't have any money and are looking for just pure bargains, or they might have to sell before they can bring in. I just get the suspicion that for the price being quoted for Thiago, anyone can afford him. Any top club, a team that's just won the Champions League and just won the Premier League, surely can afford that on a player of that fucking quality. Because Thiago's absolutely banging. So we interviewed Plettenberg on Paddock, and he said that United have a chance if Liverpool keep taking their time. And according to Sport Build, United have also been monitoring the situation closely with Alcantara, and it's 30 million euros. So for what we was going to pay, supposedly, for Jack Grealish, because I don't think he's on the table anymore. For what we was going to pay for Jack Grealish, we could have secured Van der Beek and Thiago Alcantara. Fuck off. That is too good a business to turn down. I hope with all my heart that we do it. My brain's telling me I'm a fucking idiot for even considering it. I just don't think that United get a player like that. Very much like Alaba. Very much like Alaba. Alaba and Alcantara absolutely level up Manchester United. If we'd have signed them, plus Van der Beek, plus Sancho, you're going to see me say some shit that'll get me clipped up. Because I'd be fucking well excited going into a season. The issue is, I just don't think that's happening. And I think United are being used to hurry Liverpool up, and that's the top and bottom of it. And it's a shame because he's an absolute fucking baller. And it would make United quite an attacking footballing team, but I think it would be worth it. I think we would have it. Right, finally, Upamecano. Well, it's not finally, actually. We've got another one after this. Upamecano. According to ESPN sources, Solskjaer is eyeing a move for Leipzig centre-back Deo Upamecano to bolster his defence's options. The report claims that United are now prioritising a top-quality centre defender to partner Harry Maguire this season, and Upamecano is at the summit of the list. It said that there is a belief that the deal could be struck for the French under-21 international before the summer deadline on the 5th of October. Now, we was getting quoted some bananas fees for this kid earlier in the window. I like him. I think he suits Solskjaer's profile. Leipzig do seem to let players go for a fairly decent fee as well, so I like the idea of him. Is he ready to start right now? Yeah, I think he is, to be honest. I think he is ready to start right now. It's not an age thing, it's a maturity thing, and I think he's played a lot of football for his age. He seems more reliable on the injury front than you've got in Tuanzebe, although I think Tuanzebe's got, at one point, a world-class ceiling for Tuanzebe, but you have to play football matches. You don't get better by not fucking playing. I'd be very, 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 very excited if United managed to pull him off, because he is, 5-star potential. And that, again, would represent a really good window for United. Now, if United can go and get a deal done with the fucking speed at which they managed to pull off Van der Beek, and Leipzig are a selling club, let's remember, then it might actually be party time in the 0161. That being said, again, my confidence has been shattered by years of following United and seeing all of these names linked to us all the time and us never delivering on those players. Lastly then, Marcus Rojo, Phil Jones and Chris Smalling are being touted for the exit door, while Solskjaer holds doubts over Lindelof, Bailly and Axel Tuanzebe. Only the 6 centre-halves that he wants to fucking chop. Is that a possible route in for Mengi? Is it a possible route in for Bernard? Is that a possible reason why we're looking at potentially spending a lot of money on Upamecano? I think you could recruit probably all of the Upamecano fee if you got rid of 4 of them 5 or 6. I don't think you get rid of Tuanzebe. I don't think you get rid of Lindelof, but I do think you might get rid of Baye, Smalling, Jones, and Rojo. And I think you could raise a little bit of money in there. Get some questions in for us. I'm gonna keep going for a little bit longer. City, where is your man Messi? Mate, I wouldn't fucking laugh at him, to be honest. You're talking about a guy who's got probably hundreds of billions in the bank with his family, and I'm sure Messi would be the dream of anybody at City. So I wouldn't be mocking City until the transfer window closes, to be honest with you. Is Grealish dead in the water? At one point, I think it was just after January, a guy I know that's an agent was saying he'd just been doing a bit of work and he'd heard on the grapevine that Grealish was United's number one target. And I think it emerged Grealish was very much a Manchester United target. As Villa looked like they were going down, I do think that we saw a shift in attitude, especially when it started to be sort of coming out that there was going to be somewhere in the region of a £80 million transfer fee left on Grealish, which is so much money. Like we said, if you could potentially get Thiago and you could potentially get Van der Beek for the cost of one Jack Grealish, well, it's madness, isn't it? Where do I think Van der Beek will fit in United system? I definitely covered that. Thiago or Kante? Ooh. I'd probably edge towards Thiago, but if you say we get one of them, I'll take the one you don't want, because they'll be happy days. Watch them pay 700 million and still get away with it. Yes. How are Pogba and Rashford doing? So I got a bit of an update. Unfortunately, it was late and it had already gone out. Basically, the news about Rashford, the journalist that was putting it out had said to Rashford's people, I'm just fucking putting this out. And he'd been mithering them for a quote. So I got a call and they said you might as well have it before it goes out. But by the time I got the call, it literally had been up like 30 seconds. So we didn't get that. But yeah, Marcus is injured with his ankle. Let's hope he can pull it off because, or shake it off even. Because he spent so much of the last year, really, injured that we just need to get him back to full fitness and we'll probably see the best out of him once we have. Just want to see our club push the clubs above us. Well, there's only a couple above us at the moment. Really want us to sign Barry Shield, says no. I still got to watch more of him to have an opinion. Would I sign Messi and Ronaldo if it means hampering Noam Emeren's development? Well, no, clearly not. Any news on a left-back signing? Nothing. Nothing concrete, at least, anyway. Alaba or Upamecano come in this window. I would be all about that if we could. Declan Rice would be great. Young player who can play CDM or centre-back too. I'm not convinced on Rice, I'll tell you that. I'm just not convinced on him. I don't think he's that much better than Scott McTominay. If Scott McTominay was playing week in, week out, I think he'd have the highlights package that Declan Rice has. I'd say Rice is probably a touch better on the ball. I think if there's a weakness with McTominay, it's his ball-playing ability. But yeah. Low-key, think we're going to have another Fred transfer window, no marquee signings. What's my opinion? Well, as it stands right now, that is definitely the case. But no, I'm still fairly confident in the Sancho situation. There's things still moving in the right direction with that. If it gets to this time next month, we might have an issue. Am I content with Lindelof Maguire centre-back partnership going into this season, or would I look to strengthen that department? I think you can probably bring in one or two very, very good ones that go into your starting 11 every single year. We've not necessarily done that with Van der Beek so far, so I would love him. Like I said, I'd love Alaba. I think he's absolutely ideal for what we want. Versatile, can play in a couple of positions, experienced, leader, which means that we won't get him. I would love to see us improve the first 11. That's how you improve a team. You eliminate your weak spots, and you keep doing that until you're happy with your 11. And there's obviously a long way to go with that. Listen, cheers for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. We have a Patreon group with all sorts of different membership benefits and stuff like that. If you would like to join, the link is in the description for that one. It's kept the channel going since lockdown when we've had fuck all in terms of sponsorship. So cheers to all those that have been in the mixer. We'll be doing another Patreon pod probably Wednesday if you want to start getting your questions in for that one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.